energizing is it when you see Jacoby sit in the pocket and take hits and still deliver the ball? Does that help the offense a lot?
Yeah, I mean, if you see him doing it, you gotta go across the middle and you gotta be able to hold on to the ball and do the same thing for him. So I think definitely giving him his courage, being able to push the ball down the field helps all of us help make those explosive plays.
When you're as involved as you were in the first quarter and a half, what have you noticed? How does it affect the rest of the offense?
I think it opens up for everybody. I think that no matter who's really getting the ball in that situation, Trey gets off to a hot start, it's going to come to you and make the receivers later on in the game. Or, I get off to a hot start, open up for Trey. And obviously the run game as well is always a big part of our offense as well. So I think just kind of, when one person gets off to a hot start, obviously want to keep feeding him because he's doing a good job, but just also open up for everybody else.
What have you liked through three games about playing with Jacoby?
I mean, he's obviously, a tremendous leader for us. I think his communication and understanding of the offense and the system, has done, a tremendous job for just everybody. And like I said, it really takes all 11 guys to kind of do the job. And obviously, he's done his part, but receivers making plays and O-line making plays and running backs all doing the job definitely goes into success.
What does that mean when you talk about communication? Because Trey said the same thing.
I think just being open, like, okay, what do you like? What are you looking for here? I went to, him late in the fourth quarter. We had a double move call. I was like, okay, I'm gonna run it like this, and obviously we didn't get a call because whatever, no reason. But just that open communication throughout the game definitely goes a long way.
Was it fun watching Amari have a good game on Monday night? I know he's been through a lot
Yes.
last month with everything.
He made a tremendous play on that one time when he stayed in bounds in that 4-minute. That's something that you don't necessarily coach, and so player just has to have the wherewithal to be able to make a winning football play like that, and he did a good job.
Does it say anything about him that, after making a very impactful foul, bounce back the way?
Absolutely. I think that's a testament to someone's true character is how can you battle back from any mistake or just have that resilience, and I've kind of had to go through that myself. So I've been right there with him and through all the ups and downs, all the mistakes that you make. It's part of playing football at this level. Obviously, it's always the spotlight that you get, especially in losses. So it's tough. He's done a good job of bouncing back.
Multiple coaches have talked about you playing faster out there. What impact have you seen that have?
Like I said, I think it just opens up everything. I think when your speed off the ball, definitely dictate how the defense plays you, and obviously through a lot of comebacks in the early night game. I think that's just contribute to my speed off the ball.
It just made me feel like the future of this team is safe. A lot of times all of us were out there at the same time making plays, so it was great.
Have you been able to, has it been difficult maybe watching some of the guys in your rookie class being out on the field while you had to be on the sideline?
Yes and no. I'm just happy to see them out there playing, and like I told them, I was just ready to get out there with them. So.
Was there any part of you, this is kind of a loaded word, but was there any part of you that felt like it was a little easier than maybe you thought it was going to be once you got out there?
Nah, I say really it was just me getting comfortable, me just trusting in my guys, and trusting that me being in my spot, the players are going to come to me, and they end up coming to me.
How long did it take you to get comfortable, and was there anything you sort of learned on the job?
It's a little more technical sound in the league, so just staying true to my pass rush and staying true to my game the whole game. That was just my plan.
The 2-yard TFL that you had on the first drive, was that something that maybe settled you down or made you realize, hey, I can do this?
When I made the play, it kind of felt like I was back at Ole Miss. I made a similar play at Ole Miss, so just getting back out there, it was fun.
Nick said yesterday that if he had to pick one thing he was most impressed with you, it was your motor. What does that mean to you when your coach is talking about that part of your game is the most impressive?
That's all I know how to do is play fast and violent, and I feel like I brought that to the defense this week, and I'm going to continue to do it every week. Just going to get better every week.
Sorry if you've been asked this already, but yesterday Nick was saying that the moment wasn't too big. What allows you to not take it into the moment?
And I don't really it's a lot of talking on the outside and stuff. I don't really look into all that. I play football and play 2K, that's it.
When you watch the film, what'd you like when you looked at yourself, and what do you want to work on?
It was a lot of small things I got to work on, but I liked how I got out there and just played violent and fast all game. So.
What did it mean not to only just have the debut you had, but to do it on Monday Night Football, like to do it on the national stage in AT&T Stadium?
I mean, what a better stage to do it in, especially in Dallas. You know, it's supposed to be America's team. It looked like it that week.
You might see anything different now that your game is on film. Like you think the Seahawks offensive line, like, okay, now we kind of know what he's all about.
I'm not worried about them. I'm just worried about me and my team. So that's it.
You're in the lineup. Do you feel like it gives the Nick a little extra freedom to do some things like bring more pressures and whatnot? Because it seemed like there was an uptick in that department.
I'm not really sure, but I'm sure he definitely probably feels a little more trust just because, I mean, we've been with each other for 3 years working together, so I feel like he definitely knows what I'm capable of and what I can do well to help.
Obviously, Seattle, big challenge. I think you missed the first one, but, the JSN, and, of course, they just traded for Shaheed. You faced him earlier this year. What do you know you're going to get from their receiving group?
They're an explosive group, explosive offense in general. I think they lead the league in explosive passes, so you kind of know what you're going to be getting. So I feel like just this week we got to just prepare for what they're going to do, but also really main thing, just focusing on what we're going to do because it's really about us, and just if we do that, then we'll be good.
You guys had a great performance Monday night. How do you stack another one behind that one?
Yeah, I think just taking it one day at a time, one rep at a time, especially on a short week. Just taking the things we need from Dallas and improving from it, and just going into Seattle, knowing it's a big one, and just doing what we do, taking it one play at a time and just playing together.
When you miss a handful of weeks like you did, is there an adjustment period getting back with the guys, or is it like you just never left?
I feel pretty comfortable just because it's kind of similar to what I did my rookie year, but definitely a sense of like fatigue and things like that just come with just getting the reps under your belt and just getting back to it.
What can you say about a young guy like Denzel Burke, showing up after Max went out and, making some big plays and some big moments?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he works really hard. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing it since training camp, but just coming in, doing the right things. And so things like that aren't really a surprise when people work hard.
The very first drive of the game, in the red zone, right at the goal line, they run that pick play. That seems like a thing that would be really difficult when you haven't played in 5 weeks to recognize that and have the awareness. How are you able to kind of recognize those things when you haven't been out there for 6 weeks?
Even when I was out, just staying locked in, just staying in the call, staying in the book, staying around my teammates, and just preparing for the game how I always do, and just trusting myself and trusting what I've been taught to do and just playing ball.